Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again with another review. And today, I have a pair of intelligent flight batteries for the DJI Mavic 3 drone. And I'll tell you 5 things that I'll bet you don't know about these batteries, starting with their specifications. These batteries provide 5,000 milliampere hours of internal capacity at a voltage of 15.4 volts, which works out to be 77 watt hours of total capacity, which is an incredible energy density for a battery this small. And that internal capacity allows you to fly this gigantic drone for 46 minutes on a full charge, which is unheard of. If you compare that to other drones of this size, you're going to get half that flight time. And it can do that because inside the battery, it's got a controller. And that's what makes it intelligent. A lot of other batteries on the market are straight lithium polymer batteries, which are great because the energy density is really high, but you have to charge them with a balanced charger. You have to be careful about how you store them, really careful about how you use them. And the battery itself, essentially, in the other versions, is a dumb battery. This one's an incredibly smart battery because of that controller. So here are the things you may not know about this particular battery. For starters, that controller is monitoring everything that goes on with the internal cells. So when you're charging it, it takes charge of distributing that charge across all the cells evenly. When you're using it in a drone and you're drawing electrons out of it, it's doing the same thing in reverse. It's drawing a little bit of power of each of those cells to balance out the cells inside the battery to give you the best use out of that battery. So you're going to get a long life based on that charge-discharge cycle. It's also monitoring the temperature. So if you try to charge this battery when it's too hot or too cold, the battery's going to go, nope, I'm not letting you charge me because it's under 41 degrees or it's over 104 degrees. If you try to charge that battery outside of those two parameters, it's going to shut itself off and it's not going to let you charge it. And it's doing that because lithium polymer technology is incredibly frugal about how it likes to be charged. And if you try to charge it when it's too hot or too cold, you'll damage the cells. You can actually change the chemistry to the point where you can't charge it after that. So it's protecting you from yourself in a lot of ways. Lithium polymer technology does not like to stay charged. It doesn't like to stay fully discharged either. So two things happen inside the battery to protect you from those two conditions. If you leave the battery charged, which is a really bad thing to do. So let's say you charge it on a Tuesday, but you're not going to use the drone till Sunday. The battery's looking at that going, I'm fully charged, I'm sitting here, and I'm destroying my chemistry. I'm going to start discharging on my own. So the battery takes charge at that point. After 3 days, it will knock the charge down to 96%. If you let it sit for 10 days, it'll knock it down to 60%. So it's constantly monitoring what's going on with the lithium polymer chemistry in the cells inside, and it's taken preventative action really to prolong the life of those cells. The same thing happens if you get it really low. So if you forget to charge the battery over the winter, maybe you put your drone away in the September timeframe up on a shelf somewhere in your basement, and you forget about it. All of a sudden, midwinter, the voltage drops or the actual capacity drops below 5%, the battery goes to sleep. It goes in a hibernate mode. So it's protecting that last 5% in the battery. Now, for all intents and purposes, the battery looks dead. But come springtime, you plug it into your charger, it springs back to life and allows you to charge it. If it didn't do that, you would come there in the springtime and the batteries would be shot. You'd have to replace them. So that's another cool feature. The last thing I want to talk about is the metrics it keeps inside, because it's sort of like a traffic cop. Every time you charge it, every time you discharge it, it's watching how those charge cycles happen. It's keeping track of how many times it's been charged, how many times it's been discharged. It's checking the voltage on the cells. And all that information is kept inside the battery and reported to the drone when you're flying, because the drone has intelligence that will protect you if you try to fly it too far away and don't have enough charge to get back. The battery says, hey, I'm not going to make it back if you continue to fly in this direction. The drone goes, uh-oh, and spins around and comes back and lands. That's because of the brains inside the battery. And you can see all of those metrics through the application on the drone. You can see the voltage, the health of the cells, all the things you care about, the charge cycles through that application. And then the last thing I'll mention is that the battery gives you a lot of good information. So when you first turn it on, you'll tap this button once. It'll give you the current charge level. Right now I've got 2 LEDs on, which means I'm at about 50%. If I tap it and hold it, it'll turn on. It'll take a second to come on. Now they stay on completely, and I know the battery's live, but those same LEDs will report error conditions. So if you have a weak cell, a damaged cell, if it's over temperature, if it's under temperature, those LEDs will blink in a certain pattern, which is explained in the manual, to tell you exactly what's going on with the battery. Now, some of those conditions you can remedy. For example, if you tried to charge it when it was too hot, bring it in the house and cool it off a little bit before you start trying to fire electrons at it. But I love the fact that it not only tells me the current charge levels, but it also gives me all the information I need to understand exactly what's going on with the battery. And the best thing is, you don't need a specialized charger to charge these, and that's the big secret. A lot of people think I need some kind of whiz-bang charger to charge these. As long as you have a USB-C charger with greater than 65 watts of charging capacity, and preferably a PS or PD charger, which is power delivery, you can charge these batteries in about 90 minutes if they're fully discharged. Now, if you come back with 50% of the battery still charged, it takes you less time to charge it, but charge them safely at home, go out and fly. I still still can't get past how much energy density DJI was able to build into these batteries to allow this drone to fly 46 minutes in the sky. It's just an amazing product. So hopefully you found this review helpful and you got some good information out of it. And until next time, as always, stay nerdy.